Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Gulfstream Park here on opening day of the championship meeting. It is Monday, the 26th of December, 2022. Going to look at the stakes races on the program from Gulfstream, but before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5 for more selections for race courses around the world, and I mean it around the world. Let's look at the stakes action races 5 and 8 from Gulfstream. The fifth race, it's the Tropical Park Oaks. It's going for a purse of $100,000. Race for 3-year-old fillies here. We have a field of 10 horses stepping onto the Gulfstream Park turf course. The distance of ground is 1,700 meters, or the distance of ground of a mile and 1/16 on the Gulfstream Park turf course. 1,700 meters, a mile 1/16. My top selection, I'm going to go with the number 10 horse here. The 10 horse personal best. 10-6-7-5 for me in the superfecta. 10-6-7-5 super top selection 10 horse personal best. 3-year-old filly by Tappet. Shug McGay he trains. Iratis Jr. gets the mount. The horse's most recent outing came the 18th of November at the Big A. Mile 3/8 on the inner turf course and allowance race 90,000, and he won by 4 3/4 lengths. And he had his dream tracking position. He stalked, he got the lead, and he quickened up nicely. A little drifting late, but he got the job done in a race marred with a spill. Coming back here today, with going back to mile 16th where he should get a good tracking trip. I think he'd take off clear and still win again today. This kind of horse, I would keep an eye on her maybe for a longer race towards the end of the Gulfstream meeting, like the very one, or even the what is it, the Orchid? Is that for fillies, or is it Pan American? The Pan American's for the colts, and we're the older horses, and the fillies have the Orchid. So maybe the Orchid she can run in, because I think she will get better with the longer distances, but cutting back and trip, she should really run well today. Two back she ran 27th of October at Keeneland, about a mile and 1/8 in allowance race for 100K. She finished second by length that day, and again she had a little bit of a wide trip, really couldn't catch the winner, but she still ran her heart out there. And then Kentucky Downs over the mile 5/16 in the main special weight. It took her 5 starts to break the main, but she finally got it done, winning by 3 3/4 lengths from a tracking position from a stupidly wide post draw. She took off clear late. That was a very good easy run, earning an 83 by her. And then prior to that at Colonial, a mile and 1/8 on the outer turf course in main special weight, she finished second by a length that day. She didn't have the best beginnings, was a little bit wide, but she was closing up well late. If the trip was longer, she probably would have won, but she still ran her heart out there. Coming here 3-1, I think she's a very likely winner. I'm going to single her off to end off this early pick 5. So to recount my selection for the 5th from Gulfstream, it is the Tropical Park Oaks. Let's take the 10 horse personal best. 10-6-7-5 for me in the superfecta. The 8th race, featured 8th race on the program from Gulfstream, it is the Tropical Park Derby. It's going for a purse of $100,000, race for 3-year-olds here. We have a field of 14 horses entered, but only 12 could go. 1,700 meters, or a mile 16th on the Gulfstream Park turf course. Rails are out at 21 feet. This used to be run on New Year's Day at Calder years ago, and used to be known as the first Derby of the year. And it was always a good race. Barbaro won it. Kitten's Joy won it, I believe, in 04 or something like that. That span of like 2002 to 2007, this race is always well represented. Even in the 90s it was. With that being said, since they moved to the end of the year, it's basically the last Derby of the year now. But it's a good race, but I would like to see it maybe next year run on New Year's Day 2024. But my top selection here, I'm going to go with the 6 horse Athlem. I'm going to go 6-8-12-2 in the superfecta. 6-8-12-2 super. Top selection the 6 horse Axlim. 3-year-old colt by Into the Mischief. Safi Joseph Jr. trains. Asgar Zayas gets the mount. Horse's most recent outing came 29th of October at Keeneland, a mile firm ground, the grade 3 Byron Station, and he finished third by 3/4 length, and he just couldn't quick enough from a tracking position. He had a dream trip all the way around the race course. He should have got the good turn of foot. If he had the good turn of foot, he would have won, but he just was flat. He just needs something late. Coming here to Gulfstream Park, his home base, to get a good trip, I think he could run a better race and improve off that last run. He's definitely been improving with every single race, because 2 back on the 12th of October at Keeneland on a good turf course, 1 mile allowance race. He finished third by 1 3/4 lengths that day. Again, he stalked. He just couldn't quicken up late, but he still ran his heart out there. And then in the 1st September, Kentucky Downs, 1 mile in the main special weight, winning by a head, tracking, getting the turn of foot. He got to the front and kind of pulled himself up, but Edgar Zayas had to use him a lot. He got the job done. Zayas is going to have a tough thing with him today if he gets to the front and kind of stops a little bit, so he's going to have to really work the horse late. But I think a 5-1, he could definitely win against these horses. The 8-horse Steady On is your second likeliest winner for Tom Pletcher and Ira Ortiz Jr. Most recently, the Gio Pontiac Aqueduct over the mile 16th. He finished second by a half length, and I thought he was just a little bit too wide and had a little bit too tough beginning where he got bumped horribly. Refreshing here to a very, hopefully faster turf course. It should really do wonders. Two back, he ran terrifically at Aqueduct at Belmont, the Big A. 1 mile in the lounge for his 105,000, winning by 2.5 lengths from a tracking position. He circled the field and really took off clear, earning a 95 buyer. That was quite impressive. Trading well at the Pletcher winner base of Palm Beach. I'm going to use him at 3-1. So to recap my selection for the last Derby of the year now, the 8th race from Gulfstream, it's the Tropical Park Derby. Let's take the 6-horse Axel M. Give kudos to the 8-horse Steady On. 6-8, 12-2 Super. 6-8 in your multi-race. So good luck to all. Please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5. Good luck, everybody.